It's not often that you stumble across a very obscure game that causes you to ask yourself why it is that you are taking the actions that you're taking. Why am I picking up every item that I can find? Why do I value obtaining currency? Why did I choose to interact with everything that appeared in my path? Refined Self manages to answer that question, albeit in a gamified format focusing on aligning your actions with your personality. While any given run lasts only roughly 40 minutes, and there are only limited amount of things that you can do, I couldn't help but smile as I saw how my actions aligned and deviated with those that came before me. Refined Self is limited in terms of calling it a game in the traditional sense. Yes, there are many game components to it and arguably a goal. Fill up your action gauge to 100. Nothing ever feels like a need as the game constantly emphasizes that you act as normally as you would. For many people, this means different things, and that is where the beauty of the game lies. You don't have a timer, you don't have to complete an objective, and nothing is really necessary, meaning that all your actions reflect what you want to do. As you complete more tasks, your action gauge fills up and adds to a given trait based on what it is. Upon filling your gauge, you're treated to a cutscene and a minigame where you conclude your journey. This finally awards you with a set of personality traits that reflect the kind of gamer that you are. The game quickly encourages you to do it again to better reflect your personality and to note the different actions that you would take. Upon completing it a second time, you can compare your experiences and actions to others around the world, and that is something that few games do very well. This game is just repeating the same process with that same superficial story surrounding it. I love the concept of the game. It is not often that I recommend purchasing a game because of concept alone, but this is one of them. I think that projects like this that create a library of gamers' experiences are something that should be rewarded. Additionally, I think that the feedback that you get for every action that you take was well executed, showing how even the smallest actions have consequences. The art style fits them very well, with some parts contrasted with the setting for added effect. Honestly, this is a game that I have to recommend to others, and I don't want to spoil too much of it. There are some parts that are an issue, the biggest of which is the game's longevity. While there are a significant number of things to do in the game, many of them overlap, leaving you feeling like you're having largely the same experience after multiple playthroughs. This also means that it has a limited shelf life once you've gone through and interacted with everything at least once. Oddly enough, I think that it should be noted here that a good portion of the game's enjoyment comes not actually from playing the game, but from comparing your experiences to those other players. This is an odd concept to reconcile when looking at the quality of a game as opposed to just the experience. I don't want to belabor the point. I think that Refined Self is a unique experience that you should check out. There are quite a few things that you can do, and the gamification of experiences on its own was worth the $3.99 price of admission. I do think that you're not going to get a whole lot of playtime out of it, which is something that should be noted before your purchase. If you can overlook that, then it might be worth something checking out. If you have any recommendations for me to review, leave it in the comments section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.